concept of permutations and combinations. Yeah, many students are asking two topics mainly: permutations, combinations, probability, and as well as simple interest and component interest. Sir, at least explain a basic concept and few questions based on that, so that at least we can try solving questions in the exam. So students are asking me to explain the concept of permutations, combinations, as well as simple interest and component interest. So today I'll just explain you the concept of permutations and combinations first. What kind of questions given in the last NQT exam? Okay, I'll just tell you the question also at the last. Okay, so I'll just give you the brief information about permutations and combinations. What kind of questions can be asked from the concept of permutations and combinations? Okay, basically when it comes to the point of permutations and combinations, what basically students remember is almost, I think so, from I think so in intermediate background, like if you come across from the intermediate background, you might have experienced the topic of permutations and combinations. Like hope you might have remember the formulas like NPR, n factorial by n minus r factorial, NCR formulas. Moreover, like these are related to some theoretical part, right? Okay, but when it comes to the point of aptitude, moreover, they will give you some real-time applications from the concept of permutations and combinations. What you need to learn from the concept of PNC? Okay, first thing, okay, we just need to understand the terminology. Okay, second point, ranking, finding rank of the word. I'll just explain you everything in detail. Okay, next, permutations based on words, I mean giving certain conditions, and the same permutations based on numbers. Okay, after knowing all these four segments, okay, then I will give you a question which was asked in the last TCS NQT exam. Okay, so I'm not so sure whether you will get the same type of question or maybe different type of question, but I'll just give you a few inputs, okay, in this half an hour to 40 minutes of our session from the concept of permutations and combinations. After that, we'll discuss about probability. Okay, now, okay, let's talk about terminology. Okay, so majority of the students, when they start solving questions from permutations and combinations, they will by heart the formulas like NPR. Okay, so NPR means n factorial by n minus r factorial. NCR means n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Basically, these two are the formulas for finding permutation and combination. But my version is very simple. If you by heart these two formulas, there is no use, because in exam they'll not mention you to take formula, okay, take NPR formula or NCR formula. They will not give you any certain conditions like use permutation logic or use combination logic. So by hearting these two formulas will not give you any advantage during the time of exam. So very simple. First we need to understand the terminology. So what actually means by permutation? What actually means by combination? Simple logic. When somebody is talking about permutation, simply where we use a concept of permutation, where there is a selection and arrangement happens. Okay, when there is a selection and arrangement happens, we use the concept of permutation. I'll just give you a small example. Okay, so let's consider an example. The best example is number lock. Okay, for the concept of permutation. Let's say if I'll take mostly we might have observed like trolley bags. When we travel, we used to carry a trolley bags for security purpose, right? I hope like you might have observed a number lock in trolley bags. Okay, so let's say there is a 3-digit number lock. If I set the code 259 is the code which I'm using it for security purpose. After that, what basically we do, we shuffle the code, right? If somebody wants to open that bag, okay, let's say someone is trying to open the bag, he set the code 529. Will the lock open? No. So lock will not open, because if you observe the numbers I use for the password, Okay, the numbers I use for the password, even he is using the number same. Okay, selection of numbers is same, but still why password is not getting open, the lock is not getting open? The reason is, when the selection is perfect, still lock will not open, because arrangement matters a lot. Okay, so when there is a selection and arrangement, where arrangement matters, we use the concept of permutations. Okay, because what is mean by combination means combination where we use only selection. Let's say out of a class, let's say there are 50 students in a class. I want to select one particular student for a volunteer for organizing a program. So selecting one particular student from the class is an example for combination where only selection is happening. When it comes to the point of permutation, along with the selection, what needs to be most important? Arrangement. So we can take a number lock is the best example. The selection of numbers is same, but still the lock is not getting open, because arrangement should also matters a lot. If they use the letters 5 to 9, lock will not open. Okay, if they set the code 259, then only lock will open, because in selection as well as arrangement of the numbers should also be perfect. So this is an example for permutation. So I'm just giving out of entire concept, I'm just giving a basic inputs, like what and how we need to solve questions from permutations and combinations. Okay, so permutation means selection and arrangement, combination means only selection. I hope you all are clear with this terminology. Okay, now let's, okay, in the first basic concept, okay, we have a few more things to be discussed. Okay, let's say permutations is all about writing of all the possibilities. Let's an example. If I have a two letters called A comma B, how many ways I can write these two letters? I can write AB and BA. I can write it in two ways, right? If I have two letters, AB and BA. What if I have three letters, A, B, C? If I have three letters, how many ways I can write? How many different ways I can write? If I have three letters, okay, shall we write it on the board? So A, B, C, A, C, B. How many ways I can shuffle it? Okay, so B, A, C, B, C, A, C, A, B, C, B, A. Okay, if you observe, if I have three letters, how many ways I can write? Six ways. Just try to compare. If I have two letters, two ways. If I have three letters, six ways. If I have n letters can be written in n factorial ways. Okay, this is most important. So in linear permutation, okay, so in linear permutation, n letters can be arranged in n factorial ways. That's the reason here we have two letters. These two letters we arrange in 2 factorial ways. What's the value of 2 factorial? 2. If I have three letters can be arranged in 3 factorial ways. What's the value of 3 factorial? 6 ways. If I have four letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. What's the value of 4 factorial? 24 ways. So on, it is keep on going. If I have 5 letter word can be, okay, arranged in 5 factorial ways. So 5 factorial value is 120. I hope you all are clear with this basic thing. So before we're gonna solve the questions from permutations and combination, 2 points student needs to be perfect with. One is he or she should understand what is meant by permutation and what is meant by combination. As I said, remembering or by hearting those formulas will not give you any value in the exam. So just instead of using formulas, even we can also calculate. I'll tell you the simple logic. So first thing, in linear permutation, n letters can be arranged in n factorial ways. Okay, so these are the points. Next, when it comes to the point of formulas, okay, let's say an example, 5p3. What basically students will do is, when it comes to the point of, in the format of npr, we have a formula n factorial by n minus r factorial. Okay, so the same case here, 5p3, n value is 5, r value is 3, right? So when you will get these type of questions, what basically students will do is, so 5 factorial by, it is when it is 5p3, 5 factorial by 5 minus 3 factorial. So 5 factorial value is 120, 5 minus 3 factorial means 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 factorial is 2. So 120 by 2 is 60. Students will calculate like this. But instead of using formula, I'll just tell you a simple way to calculate. So 5p3 means, okay, when you are calculating 5p3 value, here starts with 5 in a decreasing order. Okay, right here, okay, we have a number called 3. In a decreasing order, write 3 terms, 5 into 4 into 3. So which is equals to 60. No need to use NPR or NCR formula. Okay, mostly when it comes to point of aptitude, so without using formulas also we can calculate. Okay, let's say an example. When I have a situation where I have to calculate the value of 7p2, so no need to worry about it. So 7p2 means starting with 7 in a decreasing order. Here we have a number 2, so write it 2 terms from 7. Okay, 7 6 42. So answer is 42. That's it. No need to use any formulas. Okay, if I have 10p3, okay, so hope you might have get that answer. Okay, so here 10 into 9 into 8. Why only up to 8? Here we have 3 number, so up to 3 we have to write up to 3 numbers. Okay, from 10 to the decreasing order. Okay, so now how to calculate? Okay, NCR. Okay, the simple logic here, calculating NCR is also very easy part. So without using formula, I'll tell you the direct logic. Okay, let's say an example, 7C2. 7C2. So what you will write it for basically permutation. See, instead of, if you just need to understand when to use permutation and when to use combination. When I'm using C here, it is a combination. When I'm using P, permutation. So 7C2 means 7 into 6. This indicates permutation, right? 7p2. But if it is a combination, you just need to write in the denominator whichever the value we have r, that factorial you should consider. 2 factorial means 2 factorial is basically 2. 7 6 42. 42 by 2 is 21. So 7c2 is 21. Let's say 10c3. How to write the value of 10c3? 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 3. Here we have r value is 3. Write it 3 factorial. 3 into 2 into 1. So this should be written as like r factorial. So now you just need to calculate 3 ones, 3 threes, 2 ones, 2, 4 times. 3 fours, 12, 12 tens, 120. So likewise. So for calculating NPR and NCR formulas not at all required for calculating the values. Now let me quickly go with the first concept we have to discuss. So as I said, remember this point. So in linear permutation, n letters can be arranged in n factorial ways. Okay, let's say an example. If I have a word called chair, how many ways I can shuffle the letters of the word chair? So how many ways I can shuffle the letters means, so here we have 5 letter word. 5 letter word can be arranged in 5 factorial ways. So what's the value of 5 factorial? 120. So if I shuffle all the letters of the word, how many different ways I will get? How many different permutations I will get? Total 120 ways I can shuffle. Okay, different combinations like CAIHR. This is one of the combination out of 120. Likewise, if you keep on shuffling all the letters, so 5 letter word can be shuffled in 120 ways. Okay, now one more question for you. How many ways you can shuffle the letters of the word test? Can you post it in the chat box? Test. Yeah, I'm getting answers here. Someone posted 12 and someone posted 22, sorry, 24. So here, basically what students will do is, when we have 4 letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. Just remember the point. Whenever you have any letters repetition in the word, let's say 2 letters got repeated. So when you have these type of questions, so 4 letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways, and there are 2 t's which are repeated by 2 factorial ways. 4 factorial by 2 factorial. You have to write this in the denominator. How many letters got repeated? So answer is 24 by 2, which is equals to 12. Okay. Now the last word. Okay. We'll take a word called Google. Okay. Now just see how many letters are there in the word Google. There are 6 letters are there. So 6 letters can be arranged in 6 factorial ways. 6 factorial divided by how many letters are repeated. So here I can see 2 G's are repeated. Just a minute. 2 G's are repeated and 2 O's are also repeated. Now, if 6 letters are arranged in 6 factorial ways, for 2 G's repeated by 2 factorial into 2 O's into 2 factorial. Don't directly take 2 G's and 2 O's total 4 repeated 4 factorial. You should not take like that. Okay, so 6 letter word can be arranged in 6 factorial ways and 2 G's and 2 O's so repeated. So by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So obviously you know how to solve that factorial values. Sometimes if it is a value is bigger than like 6 or 7, like sometimes you may get 12 factorial. So no need to calculate the 12 factorial values. Okay, options will be given in terms of factorial itself. So no need to worry about calculating that. Okay, so answer is 6 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. I hope you all are clear with these basic points. Now we'll calculate rank of the word. Rank of any word given, okay, either with repetition or without repetition. Listen carefully. First, what actually the meaning of ranking? So finding rank of the word. Finding rank of the word. Okay, finding rank of the word. How to find rank of any word given? Okay, first I will take one word without repetition and I'll take one more word with repetition, so that I'll give you a few more words that you can calculate it later and you can post. Okay, so let's say what actually the meaning of rank. Okay, if I consider a word called mad, okay, if I word called mad, okay, find rank of the word mad. Okay, so how many letters are there in the word mad? 3 letters, right? So what actually the rank indicates is, if you shuffle all the letters in alphabetical order, at what position the rank of the word mad comes. Okay, that is the meaning of ranking. Let's say an example. If I shuffle all the letters of the word mad in an alphabetical order, only alphabetical order, so we'll see at what position the word mad comes. Okay, let's say we'll write all the possibilities. Actually, we already know that here there are 3 letters. 3 letters can be arranged in 3 factorial ways. 3 factorial means 6 ways, means 6 combinations you will get, right? So let's say alphabetical order A, D, M. This is the first combination, alphabetical order. Next alphabetical order A, M, D. This is the second alphabetical order. Likewise, you just need to keep on writing all the alphabetical order, all the combinations. Next, A combinations are done. Next, D, A, M, D, M, A, M, A, D, M, D, A. These are the 6 combinations that you will get when you shuffle the letters of the word mad. Okay. Now, out of all the shufflings, so here what they are asking, what's the word? What's the rank of the word mad? So here, where is the word mad? Here we have, okay, rank of the word mad. So here, this is the first place, second, third, fourth, fifth. So we have the rank of the word mad is 5. So the rank is 5. That is what the meaning of finding rank. But here the most important point is, if it is a 3-letter word, we have written all the possibilities. Total 3-letter word can be shuffled in 3 factorial ways, which means 6 combinations. But what if they will give you 4-letter or 5-letter word? 5-letter word can be shuffled in how many ways? 5 factorial means 120 combinations. Okay, do we have sufficient time to write all 120 combinations? No. So we don't have that time to write all 120 combinations in the exam. Then how to calculate rank of the word in, I mean, writing? Is that really required to write all the permutations? No. So there is one shortcut to find rank of the word. So I will tell you how to calculate rank of the word in a easiest way without any confusion. So we'll take some bigger word which have 5 or 6 letter word. Okay, let me take an example. We'll find rank of the word mother. If you observe, there is no letters repeated in the word mother. Okay, so I'll take one without repetition and one with repetition, so that you will get more clarity about like how to solve a questions based on with repetition or without repetition. Because when it comes to concept of permutation, students will be getting confused, like whether we have to take with repetition or without repetition, how to consider the possibilities, all the things and all. So just be clear whenever you will be having a question like this. In case if you will get, okay, out of all the possible combinations in an alphabetical order of any particular given number, or sorry, given word, so how to find the rank of the word, so of any number, sorry, any word, so how to solve it? Very simple way. So here I'm considering the letters of the word mother. So how many letters are there in the word mother? 6 letters. So these 6 letters can be arranged in 6 factorial ways, 720. Is that really required to write all 720 combinations? No. So we have a simple process to solve and to find rank of the word mother. First point, okay, listen carefully. Write, okay, give numbering to all the alphabets based on alphabetical order. So let's say an example. I'm just giving a number. Okay, so let me take it. So first, E, rank 1. So because alphabetical order, E is the first one, okay, out of all the letters we have in the word mother, right? So next, H is 2. Next, we have it for 3. O is 4. R is 5. T is 6, right? Okay, once cross check it, because if you give ranking, I mean, if you misplace the numbers, entire answer will go wrong. So E is first, 2. Next 3 is M. 4 is O. Next R is 5. T is 6. So this is the first step, giving numbering to all the alphabets. Okay, after that, what we need to do? Very simple. So we have to start from left side. So from the first letter. So what number we have? So for M, 3, right? So we should consider how many numbers which are less than 3 to the only right hand side. Okay, only this side. Here we have a number 3. How many numbers which are how many numbers we have here less than 3? So here I can see 1 and 2. There are 2 numbers out of all the numbers we have less than 3. Remember this, here you have to write the count 2. Okay, so here we have how many numbers we have less than 3? 1 and 2. There are only 2 numbers which are having less than 3. Now this is completed. So for M it is completed. Now we have to come for O. Okay, now you should not include M now. Okay, so for O, what is the rank we have? 4, right? So now you should consider from this side, only this side, right side. So from this particular side, how many numbers we have less than 4? So we have less than 4. Again, 1 and 2. These two are less than 4. We should not consider 6 and 5 because these are more than 4, right? So we should consider only 2. Again, I am writing 2. Okay, is that clear? Next, we have to come to T. Okay, now you should not include M and O. These two are already done. So only to the right hand side, how many numbers we have which are less than 6? How many numbers we have which are less than 6? So less than 6 we have 2, 1, 5. All 3 numbers we have to the right side are less than 6. So we should write the count 3. There are 3 numbers which are less than 6. Okay, next, how many numbers we have less than 2? So less than 2 we have only one number we have which is less than 2. So only 1. Next, okay, E. Here we have a number 1. So is there any numbers which are less than 1 to the right hand side? No. So there are 0 numbers which is less than 1. Next, 5. There are no numbers which are less than 5. So again 0. I hope you all are clear with this second step. First step is to give numbering in an alphabetical order. Second step is to just consider how many numbers which are less than that particular rank. Okay, after the third step is very simple. So you have to start from right side, multiplying with 0 factorial, and a sequence you have to multiply 0 factorial into 1 factorial into 2 factorial into 3 factorial into 4 factorial into 5 factorial. I hope you all are clear with this. So now you have to take the possibilities. 0 into something is 0, plus 0 into 1 is 0 again, plus 2 into 1 is 2, plus 3 factorial is 6. 6 into 3, 18, plus 4 factorial 24. 24 twos 48, plus 5 factorial 120. 120 twos 240. 240 plus 48 is 288. 288 plus 18 is 306. 306 plus 2 is 308. So here we have 308 is the final value, but don't say that like 308 will be the final answer. So, and don't forget to add plus 1 at the last. So 308 plus 1, this 1 you should indicate this shortcut, whatever the process is applicable till the before combination of that exact word mother. So you have to add plus 1 at the last. So final answer is 309. So the rank of the word mother is 309. If you write all the combinations of the word mother, total you will get 720 combinations, out of which all 720 combinations, the word you will get, the mother, at which rank is 309. I hope you all are clear with this particular rank of the word mother. Okay, so the final answer is 309. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The people who missed out at the starting, okay, don't worry, like after the class, like we'll upload it in the YouTube so that you can pause the video and you can try it again. Okay, now I'll explain the word okay, with repetition. What if, okay, if we have the letters of the word with repetition? See, very simple. Students are asking like why we should add plus 1. So whatever the process, actually we have another way of writing all the combinations in a I mean in a logical way. Okay, but we don't have sufficient time to discuss about entire concept where you will get to know adding 1. So if possible that we'll try to discuss it later, but make sure that you just remember, because completion of these permutations and combinations, that will take easily 3 to 4 days, but we don't have sufficient time, right? So that's the reason I'm not explaining everything in detail. So you just do follow the same steps which I said. So if anything that you required, we'll try to upload that complete video a little later. So on permutations and combinations, I'm just only going with company specific points. Okay, so adding 1 indicates whatever the steps we discussed. Okay, if you want to calculate the rank of the word mother, okay, that shortcut will work till the last before combination of that actual word, means till this particular part that process work. And if you want to get that actual rank of the word mother, so obviously whatever the rank, let's say till here I got 308 combinations. So if you want to get that next actual our actual combination is the word mother, right? So if you wanted to get to the next step, you have to add plus 1. Okay, this will be clarified if we have, there is one process called like writing the combinations based on fixing one particular place. So that will be basically, we used to explain that in the class. So but we don't have much time, so that I'm discussing directly the shortcut, okay, without anything about brief. So I hope like you understood. So follow the same step. And if if we have the letters repeated in the word, how to solve it? So listen carefully. So let me take a word called Google. Already we have taken this word for one more another example. So let me take, so what is the rank of the word Google? Okay, so if you observe, there are 2 O's and 2 G's which got repeated in the word, right? So if we have repeated letters, how to solve that? Okay, very simple. First step, okay, first and third step is very common, only a small changes in the second step. Just listen carefully. First, what we need to do? Okay, first we need to give the numbering to all the alphabets in an alphabetical order. Let's say first one we have is E, next G. Here two G's are there. That's the reason I am giving same rank to both G's. Okay. Next, for L it is 3, O it is 4, here also 4. Okay, first step is same. Okay, either without repetition or with repetition of the letters, first step will not change. So next, what you need to do? So if I consider this letter G, okay, what rank actually G holds? 2, right? So is there any letters which are less than 2? Okay, so only to the right side. So here I have 2. How many letters which are having less than 2? If you observe, only one particular letter we have less than 2. Okay, you should not consider equal to 2 also. You should only consider the how many numbers are there which are less than 2. How many numbers are there which are less than 2? Only one letter is there which is less than 2. Just write the count 1. Okay, but whenever like we have a letters repeated, you should also remember here how many letters we have total. So 2 G's and 2 O's. So that's the reason count by 2 G's 2 factorial and 2 O's 2 factorial. Okay, the same process already we discussed about the n letters can be arranged in n factorial ways, right? Same logic. Now if you observe this particular O, now G is already done, you should not again visit this G. Okay, so revisiting should not be done. This is already completed, leave about G. Okay, now only we should consider O, O, G, L, E, only 5 letters, that's it. Now what is the rank for O? 4. How many numbers are there which are less than 4? Which are less than 4? Only to the right side, you should not consider G again. So only to the right side, how many numbers are there which are less than 4? So 1, 2, 3. So I can write the count 3. Okay. Now after that, how many letters are repeated? Only this is already done. Again, as I said, you should not revisit this G again. So including O, how many letters are repeated? Here I can see 2 O's. And students might get confused again. Sir, again we have 2 G's, right? This is already done. So you should not consider it again. So only from O, how many letters are repeated? 2 O's are repeated. That's the reason I am considering by 2 factorial. That's it. Okay. Now this G and O, these two completed. Again, don't revisit. Okay. Next, coming to this particular O, we have again 4. Now how many numbers are there which are less than 4? Again 1, 2, 3. So I'll write the count 3. But there no need to take the point like by the factorial, because these 4 are unique letters. There is no repetitions in these 4. These two already done. So next consider this G. So here the rank is 2. How many numbers are there which are less than 2? Only 1. So I am taking 1. Now again, how many numbers are there which are less than 3? Only 1 again. So next, is there any number which are less than 1? No, 0. That's it. Now consider last third step. Somebody posted in the chat box, sir, explain the last step again. So I'm explaining it again in the repetition of the word. Either without repetition or with repetition, first step and third step will not change. So remember, last third step, what you need to do is from right hand side, multiply from 0 factorial. 0 factorial into 1 factorial into 2 factorial into 3 factorial into 4 factorial into 5 factorial. So if you add all these, okay, and don't forget to add plus 1 at the last. That will be your final answer. Okay, so 0 into something is 0, plus 1 into 1 1, plus 2 into 1 2, plus 3 factorial is 6. 6 into 3 18, plus 4 factorial. While calculating this, be cautious. Okay, 3 by 2 factorial is 2. 3 by 2 factorial is 2. 3 by 2 into 4 factorial into 24. So 12 times 12, 3 times 6, 36, plus here 1 by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. We have 1 by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. How I can write 1 by 2 factorial into 2 factorial? 1 by 4 into 5 factorial is 120. So 4 ones 4, 30 times. So here it will be 30. If I add all the values, okay, so 30 plus 36, 66, plus 18 plus 2 plus 1, it will be 87, right? Yeah, 87. So if you want the final word, rank of the word Google, so what you need to do, last add +1. So the final answer is rank of the word Google is 88. This is how you need to do. If you practice many questions, this can be done. What's the major process here? So give the numbering to the all alphabets, and you just write the count how many alphabets which are less than the given particular number. So after that, third step, multiplying with 0 factorial and so on. Okay, if I have 6-letter word, you need to keep on going with the numbers. After that, add all the values, and at last, don't forget to add +1. Okay, I hope you all are clear with this. Yeah. Okay, this is all about finding rank of the word. Next, for finding permutations of the given word, like sometimes they may give, if they will give you a word, they will ask you to find how many different combinations where you will get all vowels to be together, all consonants to be together. Likewise, you may get questions from permutations. Okay, let me give you an example for that. Okay, let me take a word called mango. So ranking is done. Now we are going with the concept of words, like different permutations with added conditions. Okay, let me take a word called mango. Okay, now my question is, how many different words with the condition vowels together, vowels together. Next, the same vowels and consonants together, vowels and consonants together. Next, no vowels together. Okay, whatever, like if they will give any word, even with repetition or without repetition, whatever it is, process will not change. So remember it carefully. So how to solve these kind of questions? By taking an example, I'm just taking a word called mango. Okay, word called mango. Now how many vowels are there? Let's say first question, first, how many different words can be formed? How many different words can be formed? Is there any letters repeated? No. So mango, how many letters, how many words can be formed? Means 5-letter word, 5 factorial ways. So my answer is 120 different words can be formed by using letters of the word mango. So 120 combinations you will get, 5 factorial ways. But my condition is, out of 120 combinations, how many different words you will get where vowels to be together, where vowels to be together. Very simple logic. So how many vowels we have, we'll just write it. Okay, I'm just writing it here. We have a combinations like M, N, G, A and O. These two are vowels, right? A and O, these two are vowels. Now, okay, when they give the condition, okay, vowels to be together, so consider all vowels as single letter. Okay, consider all vowels as single letter. Now for this particular question, and what will be the final answer is, now if they mention all vowels to be together, either it may be 2 vowels or 3 vowels, whatever it is, consider all vowels as a single unit. Now count how many letters are there in the word mango. So we have here M, N, G, 1, 2, 3, and this already we consider as single letter. So 4 letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways into here. Internally vowels can be shuffled. Internally vowels can be shuffled in how many ways? Into 2 ways, because 2 vowels can be shuffled in 2 factorials, because they mentioned that vowels to be together. They didn't mention anything like first A should come or O should come. Okay, so it can be A or it can be O. So 2 vowels internally can be shuffled in 2 factorial ways. So answer is 48. So how many different words where vowels to be together means 48. Okay, out of 120, actually total you will get 120 combinations. Out of 120, you will get all vowels to be together as 48. Now, let's go with the second question. Let's go with second question. Now, what's the condition in the second question? Out of 120 combinations, how many different combinations you will get? All vowels to be together and all vowels to be together and all consonants to be together. All vowels and all consonants to be together. Now the same logic here. Okay, when they mention all vowels and all consonants, now this time you have to consider this all consonants also a single letter. So because they mention all vowels to be together, all consonants to be together, now we have to consider all vowels as a single letter and all consonants as a single letter. Now total how many letters we have in the word mango? Total 2 letters we have. So 2 letter words can be arranged in 2 factorial ways. Okay, 2 factorial ways into 2 factorial ways into. So now internally vowels and consonants. Internally consonants can be shuffled in. Internally consonants can be shuffled in. 3 consonants can be shuffled in 3 factorial ways into 2 vowels can be shuffled in 2 factorial ways. So only point here is consider all vowels as a single letter, all consonants as a single letter. All vowels can be arranged in, okay, as a single letter and consonants as a single letter. Total how many letters are there? Total 2 letters. This is for total 2 letters and this 3 factorial is for vowels. Sorry. Here we have consonants, right? These 3 factorial is for total. Internally 3 consonants can be shuffled in 3 factorial ways and this 2 factorial is for 2 vowels we have 2 factorial ways. Okay, so total 2 into 6, 12, 12 to 24. We have 24 combinations where vowels together and consonants together. Now the last question is very simple. Okay, now the last question is very easy. What's the question here? No 2 vowels are together. So total in the word mango we have total 120 combinations, right? 120 combinations, out of which 120 we have 48 combinations which are vowels together, right? 48 combinations which are vowels together. Now out of 120 if I remove, out of 120 if I remove the possibilities of all vowels to be together, then remaining all are not together. So answer is 72. That's it, very simple. So out of total combinations of 120, if I subtract all vowels are together combinations, so the remaining combinations which we are getting are not together. I hope you all are clear with this. This is like based on words. Okay, they might have give different conditions or different words might be given in the exam, but this is overall the points that we should understand. Next, based on numbers. Very simple, guys. The same logic will be applied, but instead of alphabets, they might give numbers. Okay, let's consider based on numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will give you a small example. Now they will ask you how many 5-letter words can be formed. How many 5-letter words can be formed? If the question is how many 5-letter how many 5-digit numbers can be formed? Next one, how many 5-digit even numbers can be formed? Next one, how many 5-digit numbers divisible by 4 can be formed? Okay, like kind of conditions. Example, okay, if for the first one, how many 5-digit numbers can be formed? Let's say 5-digit numbers can be arranged in 5 factorial ways. First question answer is, okay, answer is 5 factorial, which is equals to 120. Total 120 combinations you will get. Next, okay, how many 5-digit even numbers can be formed? How many 5-digit even numbers can be formed? Now how many 5-digit even numbers? Even numbers means obviously let's say this is the 5-digit number. When a number should be considered as even, last place must be even, right? How many possibilities we have for the last place? I have a possibilities of writing either last place can be 2 or 4, right? If I place last number as 2, okay, this entire number will be considered as even. Or if I place last number as 4, then also the entire number will be considered as even. So I have total 2 possibilities for the last place. I have total 2 possibilities. I have total 2 possibilities for the last place. Either it can be 2 or either it can be 4. Now, let's consider I'm placing 4. I'm placing 4 in the last place. I'm just assuming it as I'm placing 4 in the last place. Now, how many numbers are remaining here? 1, 2, 3, 5. These 4 letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. Next 3, next 2, next 1. Okay, so because like out of 4 numbers I can place how many possibilities? 4 possibilities. Now already 1 is occupied, so the next number will be 3 here without repetition. So if it is with repetition, entire number 4 4 4 4. Mostly in the exam they will give you without repetition only. So 4 3 2 1, because already one number should be considered as a last place. Okay, so here answer is 4 3 2 1 is 24. Okay, 12 is 24, 24 to 48. There are total 48 even numbers can be formed. There are total 48 even numbers can be formed, because last number, it is not value 2, it is 2 possibilities. Either it can be 2 or it can be 4. Now the last question is 5 digit numbers divisible by 4 can be formed. 5 digit number divisible by 4 can be formed. Now let's consider 5 digit numbers divisible by 4 can be formed, right? So let's say this is the 5 digit number. So 5 digit numbers which are divisible by 4. Let's say when we take the divisibility rule of 4, obviously what is the divisibility rule of 4? Last 2 numbers must be divisible by 4, right? Last 2 numbers must be divisible by 4. If it is last 2 numbers, what are the combinations that I can place by using these values for the last 2 numbers? Possibilities, I'm getting the possibilities. It can be 1 and 2. If last 2 digits are 12, so obviously it is divisible by 4. Next 13, 14, 15, no, 21, 23, 24. Yes, it can be 24. Next, it can be 32. Next, 41, 42, 40. You cannot write 44 because here they didn't mention anything about like repetition is allowed. Next, you can write 52. 52 we can take. Yes, that's it. Total how many possibilities we have? Total 4 possibilities, I can say that. So 4 possibilities that we can consider for last 2 places. Now let's take out of these 4 possibilities, you can consider any of the possibility. I'm just taking 24. So 24 I consider as a last place. Now how many numbers are left out? 1, 3, 5. So there are only 3 numbers which are left out that can be arranged in 3 different ways. Out of these 3, obviously one number should be placed out of these 3. So remaining 2 letters will be remaining. So these 2 letters can be arranged in two ways. Next, one way. So 3 into 2 into 1, which is nothing but 6. Likewise, if I consider 24 at the last place, I got 6 combinations. If I consider 12 also, I will get again 6 more combinations. Likewise, directly I am taking 4 possibilities here. 3 into 2 into 1 is 6. 6 4 times is 24. So there are 24 numbers which are divisible by 4 can be formed. So this is how like we will get questions based on numbers. Now I will tell you the question which student got on Saturday's slot. I have a question from permutation and combination. It's a simple question. Let me explain you on the screen. Here the question is, okay, there are 11 questions. Okay, there are 11 questions. Each student, okay, listen carefully, there are 11 questions. Each student can mark either true or false. Okay, each question is having two options. Either he can select true or false. Likewise, how many questions we have? 11 questions, right? So each student can mark either true or false. No two students got the same answers matching. Obviously the same, no two options should be the should be marked as a same student. Okay, find number of answers that can be answered. So here if you observe, see there are 11 questions, each question is having true or false. Okay, how many different, there are 4 options which was given. Answer is 2 power 10, option B is 2 power 11, option C is 2 power 12, option D is 2 power 13. So obviously for answering each question, student is having how many ways to answer the question. Either he can select true or false. There are 2 possibilities that student is having to select for one particular question. Even if I take the second question, again for the second question I have 2 options to select, either true or false. How many ways? 2 ways. Okay, again third question also I have again 2 ways. Third question, fourth question, 2 ways. Fifth question, 2 ways, and so on. Last question, even 11th question is also I am having 2 combinations, right? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 and so on up to all the 11 questions. So what will be your answer? 2 power 11. That's it. This is the question asked in last Saturday slot. Okay, from the concept of, it is not actually pure permutation concept. You just need to understand how many ways that we can calculate. But I will tell you a question which is similar to that, which was asked in the previous previous exams. Okay, so I hope you all are clear with the same. This is the actual question given on Saturday slot. Okay, now let me explain you the one more question. I hope you all are clear with this question. Very simple. 11 questions are given. Each question is having 2 options, true or false. Okay, sometimes they may give you, there are 4 multiple options, right? That time each question is having 4 different ways. Okay, either you can select option A or option B or option C or option D. Okay, that time it will be 4. Okay, now let me give you one more question. Okay, let's say the question is, how many different ways you can post 4 letters in 5 post boxes. This is the question which was asked in one of the exam. Okay, I mean previous exam. So in how many different ways you can post 4 letters in 5 post boxes? So very simple. Just do remember, like students, I hope like you might have heard about the formula n power r. But if you remember this formula, there is no use, because okay, there are options in the exam like 4 power 5, 5 power 4 likewise. So now students will starts getting confused which answer to be considered, either it is 4 power 5 or 5 power 4. Okay, so it is very easy to understand. Here they're asking us to find how many ways that you can post, right? So how many letters we have? 4 letters we have. How many post boxes we have? 5 post boxes we have. Let me take, these are the 5 post boxes we have. Okay, these are the 5 different post boxes we have. Let's take, this is the first letter. If I take the first letter, this first letter I can post it in how many ways? Let's say this letter can go to the first post box, or I can post it in the second post box, or I can post in third one, fourth one, or fifth one. How many different ways I have to post this first letter? I have 5 different ways to post this first letter. Now this first letter was posted in any of the post box. Let's assume that second box. Okay, but how many ways it can go? It can go either of the post box, so in 5 different ways. Now if I'll consider the second letter, how many ways I can post the second letter in the post boxes? So second letter can post in the again first one, or is there any mandatory rule that okay, only one letter can go to the one post box? No. So multiple letters can go to the same post box. So again I should consider 2, 3, 4, 5. So again second letter is also having 5 different ways, correct? So the second letter also I can post in the first one, or second one, or third one, fourth one, or fifth one. Now if I consider the third letter, this third letter I can post it in 5 different ways again, because as I said, so multiple letters can go to the same post box. Now even fourth letter is also having 5 different ways. How many letters we have here? Total 4 letters, right? First letter 5 ways, second letter 5 ways. Why it is 5? Sir, they didn't mention anything about repetition is allowed, but very common basic sense here, the same post box can hold multiple letters. So based on the logic here, so 5 into 5 into 5 into 5, 5 power 4. So answer is 5 power 4. If you just only by heart this n power r, you may get confused either it is 4 power 5 or 5 power 4. So instead of remembering this formula, just go with the logical understanding. Okay, I hope you all are clear with this. Okay, now let me give you the same logic even for probability as well. Mostly, like from the concept of probability, students are experiencing, okay, a bag which contains different balls. Like the last time, the student experienced a question from a probability. Okay, I mean not Saturday slot, last before that. Okay, there is one question. Okay, let me explain you from the concept of probability. Very simple, guys. Remember, when they're talking about probability, probability means chance. Okay, so what actually the probability holds is, so favorable chances or outcomes favorable outcomes by total outcomes, favorable outcomes by total outcomes. This is what actually the concept of probability. Now when it comes to the concept of probability, favorable outcomes by total outcomes, now what kind of question that students are experiencing the most in the case of probability is very simple. So there are different balls, numerous balls in a bag. Okay, let's consider a bag which contains three white, okay, or two blue color balls and five red color balls. Five red color balls. Now the question is, okay, how many different ways, okay, or what is the probability? Okay, instead of saying that, like, because the applications that we are using of permutations and combinations actually is in the concept of probability. They will ask you, what is the probability of, okay, selecting two balls which are red, okay, out of all the balls which is in the bag. Okay, they will just ask you to draw two balls randomly from the bag. Okay, drawing two balls from the bag, okay, and what is the probability of those two balls will be red color. I'll just explain you the conditions. Okay, now they are asking us to find or draw two balls, right? Two balls from the bag, and they're asking us to find probability of being those two balls are red color balls. Okay, let me take the condition. How many balls that we need to draw? Two balls, right? Out of total, so how many balls total we have? 3, 2, 5. Total 10 balls we have. Out of 10 balls, okay, selecting two balls in how many ways is 10C2. Okay, only selection happens in combination. Okay, so I need to select two balls, so out of 10, so how many ways I can select? These are the total possibilities. Total outcomes by, here we have to take favorable by total. Now the total chances are, how many combinations you will get is, out of 10 you have to select 10C2 ways. Now what is our favorable chance? That favorable chance is the balls that you are going to select, all those two are red color balls. So how many red color balls we have here? 5. So that two balls that you are going to select, that should be from the 5 that we are having here, red color balls. So 5C2 by 10C2. This is the final answer. Okay, sometimes, okay, they may give condition. Okay, let's say I'll explain you one more question. Let's say, okay, 5 red color balls, 3 white color balls. Okay, now they'll ask you the question like this. You need to draw two balls randomly from a bag. Okay, what is the probability of drawing, okay, or the selected ball at least one white, at least one white. Okay, what will be the probability of at least one ball is white? Okay, so here you need to select two balls, right? So what is the total outcomes of selecting two balls among entire balls in the bag? Okay, so here total 8C2 is the total outcomes. 8C2 is the total outcomes. Now they are using the condition, you are selecting two balls, that out of these two at least one ball should be white. Okay, at least one ball should be white means, so I can say that 3C1 means out of 3 one ball should be white. So you are selecting total 2, right? So out of 2 you have already selected one is white, so what should be the next one? It should be red. So 5C1. Okay, at least one means, at least one, okay, means both can be white, right? So both white combinations are 3C2. Okay, this is the final answer. I'm just not writing the values for that. You know how to calculate. I already explained at the starting. So answer is this. So at least one white means out of total 2 balls that you are going to select among 8 balls. So at least one white means if it is one white, remaining one will be red color ball. This is the combination of at least one. At least one means it can be one white or both can be white, right? So I'm taking the condition if both can be white. So 3C2. So this is the final answer. If you solve it, you will get a proper answer for that fractions. And make sure that you just remember, whenever you are solving any questions from probability, probability should always lies between 0 to 1. Probability should be greater than 0 and probability should be less than 1, or at maximum probability should be 1. So this probability answer should range between 0 to 1. Okay, you just remember this particular point. So guys, this is all about the basic things that you just need to understand from permutations and combinations. So we cannot teach complete concept 100% in this particular time span. So maximum whatever the best that we can give. So this is all about the minimum basic things that you need to understand from the concept of permutations and combinations. I hope you all are clear with this particular concept. Let me give you yeah, few inputs even in simple interest and compound interest as well. Just a minute. ఇది అయిపోయింది వీడియో. ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకొకటి చెప్తాను కాసేపు. ఇది ఆపేయాలి.